I'm sure most of you are aware of the 1968 film, Planet of the Apes, but what about the sequel? For those of you who aren't aware of the original, let's get caught up. Of course, there's going to be major spoilers for the endings of Planet of the Apes and its sequel, but these movies are about 60 years old, but I still recommend them. Planet of the Apes is a science fiction film that was released in 1968 and directed by Franklin J. Schaffner, and is based on the book of the same name. The film centers on a group of astronauts who are led by George Taylor, who crash lands on a strange, seemingly distant planet ruled by civilized apes, as well as humans that don't have a consciousness. As the film progresses, Taylor eventually gets captured and caged, to which he ultimately persuades the chimpanzee scientists, Zira and Cornelius, to help him escape. He as well gains a human companion, named Nova. The film ends by Taylor finding the remains of the Statue of Liberty, which revealed that the unknown planet he was on is really Earth.
We finally really did it. You maniacs! You blew it up! Oh, damn you! God damn you all to hell!
This would inspire 4 sequels, a TV series, an animated series,
And therefore, I urge our august body to dispatch our guerrilla army to seek out and destroy every humanoid animal who roams our planet. It is the only solution to the present crisis.
Honored Council, with all due respect to General Urko, I must plead for an alternate course.
a Planet of the Apes 2001 film directed by Tim Burton, as well as a reboot series with 4 films that is still ongoing. If you enjoy deep dives into topics such as this one, please make sure you check out my channel as well as liking and subscribing. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's talk about the topic of today's video. The first sequel to 1968's Planet of the Apes is titled Beneath the Planet of the Apes and was released in 1970 and directed by Ted Post. This movie picks up directly after the original, where Taylor and Nova discover the Statue of Liberty. Although the film switches protagonists after Taylor mysteriously fades through a fake wall, much like the beginning of the original, we follow an astronaut who lands on a strange planet. This time we observe Brent, who is part of a team sent to locate Taylor. Brent, just like Taylor, does not know that he landed on Earth from the future. The starting of the film follows similarly to the original. At the crash point, Nova rides by on a horse, and Brent tries to make contact. But of course, she can't because she doesn't really understand. But she leads him to previously mentioned scientist chimpanzees, Zira and Cornelius, and learns that Taylor had contacted the chimpanzees and had escaped. Brent soon finds out that these apes created a military force to annihilate humans. As Brent flees the ape city, he finds himself in an underground New York City that inhabits mutated humans who can speak telepathically.
Try to understand. The only weapons we have are purely illusion.
You just imagine that he hurt you. Traumatic hypnosis is a weapon of peace.
Like the visual deterrent. Or the sonic deterrent.
Brent quickly learns that these mutants are worshipping an ancient atomic bomb that they call God.
Glory be to the bomb and to the holy fallout as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. Amen.
It is learned that they live in these ruins to avoid detection of the apes, to which they create illusions so that the apes fear going into this area, known to the apes as the Forbidden Zone. As the film progresses, Brent finds Taylor, and the apes learn that the illusions are fake and start to invade the mutants. The mutants don't have much power other than the illusions, so they start getting brutally murdered by the apes. While Taylor and Brent try to make their way around the main cathedral, when they get inside, Mendes, the leader of the mutants, is shot dead after raising the bomb into activation position. Taylor and Brent try to stop the apes from accidentally setting the bomb off, but Taylor gets shot in the chest as he tries to get the apes to stop. After Brent kills the ape military leader, he gets gunned down while the wounded Taylor collapses and dies, bringing his hand down on the bomb's red crystal detonation switch, and the bomb would destroy the entire planet.
In one of the countless billions of galaxies in the universe lies a medium-sized star, and one of its satellites, a green and insignificant planet, is now dead.
So, that was a lot, and felt significantly different than the first movie, but oddly enough, I still found it pretty enjoyable. Now that we've uncovered the plot of the strange sequel, let's talk a bit about the backstory. Mainly about Charlton Heston, the actor for Taylor. At first, Heston didn't want to return for a sequel because at the time sequels weren't too popular. Keep in mind that this was before Star Wars. But Heston would return under one condition: Taylor would die in the first scene. And studio head Richard D. Zanuck would agree to these conditions. That's why the new protagonist, Brent, had a similar starting plot and looked quite similar to Taylor. Although as the story advanced, Zanuck would return to Heston with a counteroffer, for Taylor to disappear in the first scene, and to return and die in the end, to which Heston would agree to. Considering all Heston wanted for his character in the sequel was to die, his character Taylor was the one to blow up the Earth, which is clear that should have been the stopping point for the series in Heston's eyes, and Heston later said, "I thought I'd be very clever, but of course, they were cleverer than I was, because they managed to keep going on anyway." Beneath the Planet of the Apes would get 3 sequels, which all got decent ratings, but of course they wouldn't have the same feel as the original, and in the end, perhaps Charlton Heston was right, and they should have only kept to 1 film. Anyways, I just thought this would be a fun topic, and something that I actually wanted to talk about. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, and to subscribe as well if you enjoy this kind of content. Thanks for watching.
Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas. Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas. Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas.